I looked in the mirror and I looked at myself and I said, look what you did to yourself. I said, look what you did. I told myself right then and there, I will never, you know, be this person ever again. I was up to 346 pounds. Just to go take the garbage out, I would need an inhaler on all the blood pressure medicine, heart medicine at, 36 years old. I was living, it was a nightmare.
This is the Basu Lifestyle Show, the show about learning what it takes to build a superior you, mentally, physically, and financially. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And also check out BasuLifestyle.com to purchase merchandise to support the Basu Lifestyle. Hey, I'm joined by Vinny LaGrega. Vinny LaGrega, welcome to the show.
Hey, Steve, how are you? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. So we're going to jump right in to your journey. And we'll start with, what was kind of the lowest point that you hit and why did you decide that you had to change?
It's something I actually think about often. Because I remember the day I made that decision. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was a few years ago, I was having a bout with cancer about 6-7 years ago. And I started spiraling out of control. I wasn't mentally and physically prepared for it. I had a lot of self-pity, and I just started drinking and drinking all day, every day, taking 10 plus Xanax a day, and it's living in a blackout and eating all the junk you could possibly eat and isolating, and that went on for some time. And I remember December of 2019, I looked in the mirror and I looked at myself and I said, look what you did to yourself. I said, look what you did. And I had my phone and I took a picture of it. I still have that picture. I go back to every so often because I could forget. There's times where you forget where you came from. And I told myself right then and there, I will never, be this person ever again. I was up to 346 pounds. Just to go take the garbage out, I would need an inhaler on all the blood pressure medicine, heart medicine at 36 years old. I was living, it was a nightmare. It was a living nightmare. And I said to myself, I'm going to go get some help, because from the alcohol and the benzos, you could have some seizures. I tried to detox. I was having some trouble. I couldn't do it. But I was having some seizures. And I went to a hospital. And when I went to the detox, I stayed for a month because I was determined, Steve. I knew I was meant for more. I always had a good heart. I always wanted to help, but I was so broken inside, and so anxious and so sad. I would just use drugs and alcohol to numb it, and I needed help with that. And thank God I did. I got the help I needed. And when I was in that program, they said, "Listen, why don't you go to an AA? Go to AA, introduce yourself, meet some men and women like yourself." And the day I got out, I took any suggestion. I always, when I help other guys now, I talk to them. They said, stay honest, open-minded, and willing. Be honest, be open-minded to different suggestions, people, and be willing to change and be willing to do the work. And that laid the foundation, Steve. People, a lot of people have the stigma. You go into an AA, and I don't talk about it too much. You know what I mean? I really don't, because I don't want to push that program on anyone. But it made me take a look at myself. I went through the 12 steps with a sponsor, and it made me take a look that I was the problem, not my coach, not my mom, not my boss, not my dad. And my journey just progressively started getting better and better. I started almost born again, and I remember about a year in, it was New Year's 2021. I remember sitting in my sister's driveway, and I was still over about 120 pounds overweight. And I thought to myself, I was riddled with anxiety, and I couldn't do it anymore. If I didn't change this, I was going to drink or drug, because that took that feeling, that insecurity away. And I said, you know what? I'm making a change. So now I took that foundation of, my praying, my meditating, and talking to others from the foundation of AA, and I just transferred it into weight loss. And Steve, I just went all in. And I remember hearing a David Goggins video, and he was talking about killing kindness. And I remember on YouTube, and it changed my world. He was like, don't kill them with kindness, torture these motherfuckers with success. And it hit me, something clicked in my heart. And then I read his book, And it just drove into my head that we are capable of so much, all the adversity, all the stuff that comes our way. I was mentally weak. I took a good look at myself in this journey, and I realized I was mentally weak. I was a quitter. I worked hard. I was an athlete. I did all these things, but when it got a little too hard, I quit. I bailed. And with his message, it helped me, like they talk about staying hard, doing things, getting uncomfortable. I loved comfortable. I would go for comfort food, comfort alcohol, comfort drugs, whatever it was. I went right for comfort, and it destroyed me, and it just led me to, meeting new men, new women. It leads to service. Now I just take that message like I did with the meetings, and I take it and now I pass it on. There's a saying in our meetings, you have to give it away to keep it, and it's so true. All these little cliches, man, that you hear here and there, they're just so powerful and so true. And it just opened my mind and just put different people in my world. I met my fiance a few years later. It's an amazing journey when you get uncomfortable and you take some self inventory and hold yourself accountable. It's incredible what you could do, and I try to pass that on to others now.
When did you start drinking and doing a lot of like pills and stuff? Was that through like high school? Was that just like something you did every now and then when you were young, or just when you hit a rut? Kind of, how long were you doing it?
It's so funny. I was thinking about that today. My first drink was like 14, believe it or not. And now when I see my nieces and nephews, and I didn't drink alcoholically. I was an athlete. I played all college lacrosse, all that good stuff. But I went right for the drink. It was always about the drink. And then when you start that young, the time you hit 21, drinking's like, boring, So I hit 21. I started dabbling. I was managing a gym, and I was introduced to club drugs and ecstasy and all that stuff. And, when you have an addictive personality, it's progressive. It's a progressive problem. It slowly creeps up on you. And before you know it, 10 years go by, you're having a time of your life that you think, but it's nothing but destruction, wasteful money, poor decisions. So that was, to answer your question, it was really right after high school and college was when I really, started getting bad,
And I think like momentum goes upward and downward. Like in our space, everybody talks about how momentum builds and you do more and more good shit. Well, like
Yeah.
momentum builds downward, where, like you said, you were drinking and then you start doing the drugs and then you're hanging out with people doing the drugs. And it just
Yeah.
was a snowball downward instead of upward.
That's a good point. Yep. It's, we always look at the forward momentum, but it progressively sneaks up on you, the back end snowballs. This is not good enough. And then you hang out with this one and people, places, and things. And before you know it, you're a broken dude,
Yeah, you are who you surround yourself with. And
That's
I
true.
think people don't get that enough. And sometimes you need to be alone for a while. Like
Yep.
it's hard, but I'm sure. So let's jump into that. So then you decide that you have to change. All the people you hang out with mostly are people who do all types of shit that you no longer can do, right?
Yes. Correct. Yep. That's the problem. Yeah. That was a tough time.
So how'd you address that? You just stopped being around the people?
You know what? Thank God I have the majority of the guys I hung out with. Uh, they love me. They're like brothers, and they knew I had a problem. They knew old Vinny went. I wasn't the same person, so I think it was a little bit of relief, and they were rooting for me. But then on the back end, I started getting better. They were like, "Man, we missed that old guy." And as you start, it's just such a crazy journey. That's why when I talk to these other guys, the people, places, and things, Steve, people come out of the woodworks. Then they try to, oh, you're a bitch. Come on, what are you doing? And this is such a mental game because the drink and the power of the addiction is so strong. It's too much sometimes to handle on your own. That's why it's good to have a nice support group and a program and a non-negotiable daily task, because you're going to come across that. Your best friend, your brother, your cousin, people that you feel you need to please, and they make you feel a certain way. But that was very hard. But you know what? I was on such a mission. It was a gift. I was on such a mission. I don't care what you said, who said what. I was going to do what I said I was going to do, and thank God. Um, I had the willingness, and God gave me the gift to want to do this, because listen, there's snakes still come out of the woodworks, every few so often people haven't touched base with. I get these texts and these phone calls that I can't even believe it. Just when you're letting your guard down a little bit, some other, form of adversity or someone comes out of the woodworks. But for the most part, it was easy to disconnect, and which actually made it a little bit easier, believe it or not. People think it's the other way around, but for me, it was better. It all was during COVID. So it was during the lockdown. So I wasn't tempted as much to go to ball games, the clubs, everything was shut down. So a lot of people in my groups will say, "Oh my God, you got through it during COVID." Yeah, it was challenging, but I found Zoom meetings and parking lot meetings, all that good stuff. In my gym, I had a little exercise. I bought a bunch of shit off of Craigslist. Had my own little workout area, but it eliminated a lot of temptation. So that was the bright side of that. So it's an interesting journey because you come across it for sure.
So for you, you went through, how long was the program you went to first when you had to detox and stuff?
28 days. It was 7 days of medical, and then 3 weeks, I chose the shittiest one too on purpose. Not the fluffy, cushy. I was ready before I knew about the Goggins and the uncomfortable. I said, "Get enough fun." I went to the most grimy. It was like one weird hallway. It was so bad, man. And I purposely did that strategically because I had to start suffering, and I think that started planting the seed. That was about 3 weeks though.
Okay. So you go
Yeah.
through that, and then now you continue it through meetings, workouts. Like, what are your ways now to kind of fight the urges that come over you? Because we all get urges.
Oh God, yeah. You know, um, there's a saying in my groups: you come for your drinking, you stay for your thinking. After about 6 months or so, you don't give it. For me, and a lot of people that really stick to the program, that urge to drink goes away. It's time to fix your heart, and your mind. And that's where a lot of people think is just quitting the drug. And AA is just putting the drink and the drug down. It's time to find yourself and take an inventory to see where you're at. And that piece gave me a great foundation to have the disciplines, to do it. I do a daily inventory, which I take a look, where did you harm others? Where were you not truthful? I do a morning wake up. Someone like, I believe you're a friend of yours, Mike, he came into my life. The importance of daily non-negotiables, because I would be doing great and I would fall off. I would wake up at 4:35, and then for a week or two I'd fall off. And then he explained to me the importance of keeping your word to yourself. So I do at least 2 or 3 meetings a week. I stay very involved. I love to help others. I'm always helping a newcomer. The key is to help others. Get out of your own way. Stop worrying about just you. You have to take care of you, but you have to help others. So my goal every day is I do my workouts. I prep all my meals. Sometimes I'm not perfect, starting a new business. So I still eat, but I miss the meal. You know what I mean? It's good, but I miss this meal. So I've been working on that. But it's every day. I get to the track. I do my daily workouts. I do my morning. I do 3 readings every morning. I do 100 push-ups. Drink a gallon of water, and then I do my. I live the 75 hard program. I know we've talked about that in the past. I do my second workout at night. I'll hit the gym, and it's in the gym. I will go to a meeting, and that's it, and try to finish the day with a little bit of reading, and that's like my day. It's always full. I don't give myself time to sit around and jackass around and and give those vices time to eat me up. I don't feed into them. I'm too busy and my life is too full, and it's just daily non-negotiables, man. Putting the right foods into my body, drinking water, helping others, man. It's very simple, but it's so hard in other ways. It's because you get so caught up in self, man, and life. So it's a
Yeah, it's
wild
always
ride.
it's easy to get started, but it's hard to get started. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it's such a simple saying, and people are like, "Holy shit, yeah, that makes a lot of sense." Like, it's easy to start. You know what you need to do, but actually
Mhm.
doing it sucks. Some days
Yeah.
it sucks.
It sucks. And it's crazy. The more I grow, the more life has been giving me for good things, these great things. And just when you think you're there, it's like I'm trying to figure out my balance, my schedule. So the last 2 weeks have been really challenging for me. It's been testing my frequency, extra tired, extra sore, and it's just, I'm trying to build a new business. But I'm up for the challenge because of what I've been doing the last 3 years, and but it's definitely not easy. So anybody, these Instagram guys, it's all bullshit. They're like, oh, they're making their shake and it's a beautiful, perfect morning, and and they're all motivated every day. No, it's not real life.
Yeah, that's like the hardest thing. I feel like we understand because we're both in our 30s, so you've kind of seen before Instagram, and we've also been through life. But I feel like people in their like teens and 20s see like what you just said, and then also see if you start this business or you invest in this in 5 years, you're going to be a millionaire, and it's like that is not going to happen. There's
That
a
is
chance that
not
if you build
true.
your business, you might get lucky and everything falls in place. But for the most part, you're gonna have to put in a shit ton of years to build
Yes.
whatever you're building, and then you'll have success later in life. It is not going to be instant abs, instant millionaire. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing. And the problem with that, Stephen, it was happening to me in the beginning. It makes you feel like shit about yourself. It brings your self-esteem like, wow, this guy, this girl, they're living this beautiful life. What's wrong with me? What's the matter with me? When you don't have a mentor or someone to really say, that's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. I promise you. And that's why with the Goggins, and I'm a big Andy Frisella fan, his message, he talks about what you just talked about. He's adamant on it, about these guys promising the world. For 2-3 years, I listened to him every single day, and he prepared me mentally. Like, it's not going to be a cakewalk. You're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner. It is a grind. It is anxiety. It's frustrating. You got to be a leader. You have to be a manager. You have to be a business owner. And but all these things, because I do all the daily things, and I'm always keeping my open mind, it prepares me. I always try to stay prepared. But it makes you feel like shit when you watch that stuff.
Yeah, when you see the guys, well, that's like too for young guys seeing like fitness magazines and now fitness Instagram people where they're fucking huge on steroids, testosterone, like everything under the sun. And
I
you're like, I'm gonna get there one day, and it's like, you're not.
You're not. Don't. Right. You're not. Don't worry about it.
I still struggle with that one. I'm like, you're just not. I'm not going to be 240 solid muscle. Like it's just
No.
not going to happen.
Steve, if I'd be lying if I said it didn't happen to me too, man. I'm like 2 workouts a day. I'm eating good. What's the problem? But I got to reel myself back in, and it's not just about the 6-pack abs. It's about a bulletproof mindset and helping other people. And it's crazy how differently people treat you when you start taking care of yourself. And when they talk about big is beautiful and this, it's not that people are ugly in any way, but I suffered. There is nothing good about being undisciplined and overweight. That is so hard, and I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish that life on anybody. Being that way.
Yeah, and you can change whenever you decide you want to change. Like it's crazy that once you decide to actually get on that path, within like a few years, you can change your whole image to the people that you talk to. Like right before, maybe they were like, "Oh, he's definitely the cake guy. He's in for cake. He's in for the beers. He's in for the drinks." Now
Yeah.
they hit you up. They're like, "He's not going to have any drinks with us. He's probably going to bring his own meals." This fucking guy, and it's just funny. Like you can change yourself, and people are going to adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard. You just have to actually do it. But it's funny how easy you can actually change your whole life and whole image. But people think like, this is who I am. This is my life. But it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. It's so incredible, and I think it was one of the biggest things because I lost all this weight, but mentally I still pictured myself a certain way. So it was such a weird mind funk, whatever you want to call it, and because people treat you differently, in a good way. But on the other side of it is how it benefits others. People start coming to you for help. What are you doing differently? Oh, I'm watching this. I saw you lost it. What are you doing different? And now you start giving that, and It's how attractive. I never push not drinking on anybody. It's one thing. It's attraction, not promotion. I just live my life. If you want some help, I'll be there for you, but I'll never push it. Oh, you got to go to AA, or you got to go to the gym. You got to lose weight. But anybody that does come to you, and it's so often now, it's my DMs, and it's wild. How it all just snowballs. And Andy Frisella talks about that, creating a ripple effect. The world needs more of this. The world needs it so bad, Steve. We're losing God. We're losing spirituality. We're losing the family, all that good stuff, and it's up to us to just live this lifestyle and hopefully just create a ripple effect, and
So much was pushed on us throughout the past like 20 years of like, you have to drink to have fun. You got to party.
yes,
Everything's life's about the moment and all that. And like, in some ways it's good to experience life. Like I don't take back anything I did in my 20s or whatever, but yeah, I don't drink anymore. I mean, it's not to say I'll never have another drink. I never had an issue or anything, but like I feel better. I'm on point. I'm focused without it. And people bring it up. I'm like, nah, I don't need a drink. People are always coming, like you said, coming to me for advice about eating, about working out, about how to do this, that, and the other. Like your energy is contagious.
it's you're spot on. That's it. Your energy is contagious. And for a while, I didn't feel I was worthy of it. Who am I? I'm not just, but because I'm so damn hard on myself, and that's something I have to watch to this day, man. You know what I mean? And with the program, they say, yeah, you only have 1 year of doing this, but you can help that guy that has 6 months. You only have 30 days. You can help that guy that only has 24 hours. So even though I don't have the ideal body or where I'm at, I still went through a lot of crazy, a wild journey where I could still pass this message on. And that's where when I met Mike, he said, you got to get uncomfortable in other ways. You got to share your story, bro. Because I don't want to say, hey, I had cancer, or I lost weight, I was drinking too much. Like I was looking for attention, and that's what I thought. I was like, it's going to sound like I'm looking for attention, but it's not. It's people can feed off. It's contagious, like you said, and
Yeah, and it's good to be it's good to be a critic of yourself. I feel like sometimes you can be a little too hard, but at the same time, if you're critical of yourself, you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard. If you're not critical of yourself, then you don't care if you become crazy overweight because you're just going to roll with it. Like for me,
yeah,
at least, that's one of my things. Like I'll always be like, yeah, I want to be a little bit better. Okay, I'll critique this part of me and I'm going to work on getting it better compared to being like, oh, I look great. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
right,
So
right.
I see it being critical as a really good thing, but you have to keep it in check.
It's 100% because you could just criticize yourself right down, downward spiral, and I've done that too, and when I work with some of the younger guys now, it's all a mental game. I always try to keep in touch, with them, and because you need like a daily reprieve, while you're staying on this path, because our mind can play such tricks on us. We could be our own worst enemy. Our egos could be too inflated, could go the other way. You need someone to check you a little bit. And that's why I love mentorship. I love, talking to, guys like Mike, because like-minded men just kind of keeping you on that path, and a reminder, why we do this. It's a beautiful thing. I love that you guys do this,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's great to find people who have struggled, who have gone through things that somebody can relate to, because somebody may not be able to relate to my life, but they could see what you've been through and been like, I've been through that. He got through it. I can get through it.
Right,
Maybe I
right.
should DM him and ask him, hey, I'm dealing with this, this, and this. How would you
Mm-hmm.
attack it? And which you're going to be cool with. I'm sure if anybody sees this and is like, damn, I'm struggling with something similar, I can
Mm-hmm.
really grab something from Vinny. If you DM Vinny, Vinny's going to DM you back.
Oh, without a doubt, it makes my day. It's guys are like, oh, thank you so much, and I'm like, no, thank you, because it helps me. It helps me so much. It keeps me out of my crazy mind sometimes. But passing that gift on, and it's what it's all about. And to your point before, we was driven down our throats to drink. You need drinking to have fun, and this and that, and I've never felt so happy and so alive in my life without a drink. It's been 4+ years. I'm not a big day counter. It's a little over 4 years, but at weddings, I remember my first wedding without a drink of alcohol, a sip of alcohol, and it was emotional. I remember getting emotional, watch a friend's family, the kids came out, because I was always partying. I was always the life of the party, the loud guy, dying inside though. I was dying inside. I was never in the moment, too drunk. And I remember getting very emotional because it was so beautiful. I started getting feelings back because you think that's the norm. You got to drink to have fun. You don't have to drink to have fun. There's a whole new world on the other side of it. Like this is cool. This is the cool thing to do. You
Yeah.
know.
And again, that's a personal choice. Like, we're not telling people how to live their life, but if you're drinking because you feel like you need to drink and you feel like you need to fit in, then there's probably a problem there.
And absolutely, 1,000%. And I don't knock it whatsoever. But for
Yeah.
me, that's someone that drinks to hide their feelings or just to have fun. You need a drink to socialize. That was tough. You don't have to. There's another route you could go. And I thought that
Exactly.
road was a long road, Steve. But after about a year or so, it's a beautiful journey.
So how much weight are you down now? Where'd you start and what'd you get down to?
I was at 346, and as of yesterday, I got down to 199. I'm at 203. I'm at like 203 right now.
So you lost 150 pounds?
Yep, yep, 150.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
You lost a person.
literally. You know what's crazy? I do a lot of rucking, and I'll throw my vest on. It's a 60-pound, 40-pound vest. And the other day, I'm rucking, and I'm like, and it was like feeling a little bit heavier than usual. It was like early morning. My legs were heavy. I was dying, and I said, "Holy shit, this is 40 pounds, Vin. You carried around another 110 pounds all day long, and it's incredible. You don't realize it, but yeah, it's 150 pounds, and now I'm at a point where I'm trying to, when I went through the thyroid cancer, there was a lot of radiation, and it screwed with my body chemistry a lot. So I see a doctor that tries to help me keep that in check. So I got to work double as hard to get those results, and it's defeating at times. I'm not going to lie. So I lost all that weight, but now I'm trying to put on more muscle and tighten up. There's that extra loose skin, and that I battle with that. But this last 10, 15 pounds has been harder almost than the other 140. It's
Yep.
it's so crazy. It's an unbelievable. I've been going to battle with this last 10 pounds. And going to war. But listen, I enjoy it. I have a week where I'm like, diet, I'm pissed off. But then I'm like, hey, listen, it's all good. It's all good.
What was what are some of the workouts that you do? You were saying rucking. What are your workouts like?
It started off with with running, but I was losing a little too much weight because I hate running, and I remember with Goggins, you do what you hate, So I did a lot of running, but I do rucking. I love to run the steps. A lot of cardio. I love cardio. Actually, I don't love it. I love the results and how it makes me feel mentally, but I hate cardio. It's the worst. I do a lot of sprints, jump rope. I do kettlebells. I love a single arm kettlebell workouts, and then I'll do the at night. I love just the standing up. It's very simple. It's just like chest Monday, chest buys, and Tuesday I just do a normal weightlifting routine. But the key with this all is my diet. Is keeping my diet in check. I'm trying to learn how to count macros now and do a better job with that. Mike got me onto the My Fitness Pal, so I have no problem getting the workouts in. But it's just skipping meals, making sure I get those meals in, and eating the right foods. Because I could go on a food bender. I haven't in the last couple of years, but I could go on like an addict. I could just go cookies, ice cream, and I'm crazy. It's unbelievable. And
New York, New Jersey, we're pizza guys, so you could just eat a whole pizza.
The pizza? Are you kidding? A customer had a pizza the other day. I'm on 75 hard. It was this big. It hit me right in the nose when the delivery guy came in. He's like, "You want a pizza?" I'm like, "No." And I'm trying to explain to him, I'm on a program, and this guy didn't get it. He thought I was nuts. I was like,
Yeah,
"No, I'm okay."
I get that.
You know what I mean? For like, well,
I know
I'm
what you mean.
75. So, um, but yeah, I do a lot of cardio, jump rope, kettlebell. I love to run the steps at the track. Mike got me into the track every morning. I do that, and I keep it very basic, but I just keep trying to take it to a next level. You know what I mean? It's like 150 push-ups a week. I'm trying to push the wake up a little early. I'm up late. because of some work and some meeting stuff. So it's tough to wake up at 3 or 4. But I'm at like 4:30 on the nose. I'm up. I'm at the track by like 5:15 ish, and then do an hour, and then get my day started. And it's a workout at night, you know. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
So tell, have you completed 75 hard? What parts have you done so far?
I did. I completed 2 full rounds. Back to back last year. I was the year before last and last year, and it's incredible. And this last third round, and it's such a wild ride because because I do these things right. You get mentally and physically stronger, and you're more skilled. But then life, you get more things in life because you do those things. You get more on your plate. You're wearing more hats. So as I've been doing each round, it's getting more and more challenging. I thought it'd be like, okay, I already knocked out 2. Let me start the third. And now life has been so full. I dozed off on. I didn't miss the other 2, no problem. I battled and pushed through. But this last third round, I failed on the 22nd day, the 11th day, and now I'm doing the third round again on like a weekend.
Okay.
And yeah, it's awesome, man.
Have you done the part where you had to do cold showers or no? I don't.
I
There's like
did.
pieces to it. How did you like them?
Oh, it's my least favorite. It's the absolute worst. I did. That's phase 2. And if you fail in phase 2, you're able to go back and start from day 1 of phase 2. And I kept missing like little things. It was like because you had to do the 5 daily tasks, and it was little stupid things, And I'm like, I could keep pushing through, but it's an integrity. This program is about integrity. You're not fooling anybody but yourself,
Exactly.
So you could say, you don't get a Medal of Honor after you complete it. So it's like, what are you doing? And I kept failing at whatever it was, little different things. But the cold showers, man, were torture, because it's
They
almost
never get
getting
easier.
splashed. It's never easy,
I still
That's
try
so
to
funny.
do. I do like 3 minutes, like every other morning, to get the
Okay.
day started. It still sucks. Like people are like, if I talk about it, they're like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like, "Because it sucks. It really fucking sucks to turn
Yeah.
that thing to cold and let
Ooh.
the water run on you."
And and the mornings are like my kryptonite. I'm a morning guy, but at 4:35 in the morning, when that hits you, oh, forget it.
It's awful.
It's awful. Did you do 75? You completed a round or 2? I think you
So
said.
I've done it probably like 4 times, like the 75 part. I think it was 2 years ago. I was trying to do the whole process.
Yeah, the live hard. Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, the whole live hard. And I made it to the last like 30-day part. And it just, it killed me. I just wasn't
It's hard.
prepared for it. There was so much shit. And like my biggest thing is the talking to strangers one and trying to
Oh
find
yeah,
time in
yeah,
certain days to
yeah,
do
yeah,
that
yeah.
and do something nice. I was like, I wanted to make it through, but it was just like, I failed and there was nothing I could do about it.
I know it's those the 5 daily tasks, and hitting each calorie. It's such a hard program. But it's changed my life in so many ways. Like Andy's message and that program. It's almost like I kind of live it, But if I don't read all the 10 pages every night, but it's got me. My habits is so much better, because of it. Now it's like 2 workouts a day are just normal. It's just a normal thing. But 4 years ago, I wouldn't go out in the rain. Now I look forward to a snow day. I'd be like, oh, go an extra 2 hours. I'd color right over. But it changes your mindset. It's an Ironman for your mind. That's the way he puts it. And that's what it is.
Yeah, until you do it, you don't understand. But if I feel like the first time you get something out of it, but after the second time, it's your life. Like you said, I don't every single day hit every part of it, but I'd say out of a week, I'm probably hitting it 4 to 5 times, everything on the list. I
Yep.
try to read every day, but some nights it just doesn't happen. But the workouts, try to do
Yep.
an outdoor workout every day. I always hit the gym. The eating, like I used to binge eat on all types of stuff. Like just because, like, oh, there's a Snickers bar while I'm grabbing this coffee. Let me grab this while I'm doing this. Now
Right.
I cheat maybe once a month. It just
Mhm.
feels so good to be basically on the right path. And until you try 75 hard, and like I preach about it to people, and they think I'm fucking nuts. But
They
man,
think you're
once you
crazy.
try the program, it's some life changing shit.
It's so true, man. And the food was people underestimate the power of food, and I started treating that like I was treating my program because I was almost like if I had a cookie or an ice cream, it woke this monster up. It woke that thing up again. And I'm like, I had to hit the freaking reset button. So I'm like, is it worth having these slices? The first year, Steve, I didn't cheat. I didn't have one cheat meal. I was so determined to get that weight off. I didn't have one cheat meal. I remember I finally had some ice cream, and my go-to is ice cream and pizza. That's like my thing. It's my vice.
Me too.
But I was like I went on a rampage, and I didn't get back. It was like 2 weeks. I woke that thing up, and it was almost like that addictive personality thing just crept in, and I was like, I can't cheat. I gotta be very cautious. But now 3-4 years in, I'm more disciplined. Like the time goes, it used to be a month I would go on a binge. Then I went to 2 weeks, and then it was like a few days. Now it's like a day. If I have a bad day, it's like one day, boom. I nip it right in the butt. And just progress. It's not, it's progress, not perfection. We just enjoy the journey. I know Alex Hormozy talks about that. Just enjoy this journey. That this is the sweet part. This is the as stressful as it is to try to get to where I'm trying to go. But this is where it's at. This is the magic. And I just keep trying to challenge myself, the 75, but I think I'll do it this time, this way around. I just it's all this part of it, not in the workouts, the food, it's the time management. It's not enough time in the day.
Yeah, and it's an excuse, but at the same time, it's fucking hard. Like you said, like we were talking about before we got started. You just started a business. Like it's a whole nother life that you're getting into, and you're trying to keep all your old habits going, and it's not easy.
Yep, getting married in June. So we're doing a lot of wedding planning.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. I'm so excited, and these are all gifts of for me not drinking alcohol. Connecting to God, talking to guys like yourself, helping others. It's just people and place. All these things come into your life that you never would imagine. 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, I was 346 pounds. I used to have I tell the story in my group. I used to have a reoccurring dream. I was running down this beautiful road, almost like in LA or something. When I would start detoxing for whatever I was going through, I would have the same reoccurring dream that I was thin, running down this beautiful street, and with the sun shining, and just feeling free. And my spirit, my heart was free, and I would wake up in horror. I would wake up in my dark back room with no hope, and just thinking like, where the road was so dark and so long. And so now when I'm out in that track in the morning, I think about that reoccurring dream. It just fills my heart because it's possible. It's if you're struggling, if guys are out there struggling, the road is too hard. You just got to keep pushing forward. When it gets uncomfortable, just keep pushing past it. Keep pushing more and more, and eventually it gets better. Just know it gets better. If there's anybody that is struggling, just it gets better as long as you put the work in. I can't stress it enough. And guys told me that. They said, Vin, I know it's hard. They would just push through. You're going to be okay. It gets better. And one day it just started coming to, man, and it's crazy. It's just crazy. But because we do these things is, the business, the fiance, and it's a beautiful life, just trying to, it's not easy, but we're doing it,
Yeah, you're gonna fall. You're gonna have a bad meal. You're gonna miss a workout. It's just a matter of letting that be the one thing. Like
Yeah.
we've both said it a bunch of times, but everything snowballs. Everything builds momentum. So as you're going up, you're building momentum. Once you fall off and have the bad meal or the drink or whatever the hell it is that fucks you up, you just start over. Let it be one thing. Don't let it be two things, three things, four things. Let it
Right.
be one thing, and then just
Right.
get back on the bike and just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Keep going. Don't beat yourself up and going down the down the other road because it can happen so quick. You have momentum. Frisella talks about it. Keep that momentum. That momentum's a gift,
Yeah, do not give that up. So how would you tell someone else to begin to build a superior version of them?
Where would I start is take a look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. First, start with you. Take a good look in the mirror and see, where look where you're at. Are you really the person that you think you are? And start getting uncomfortable. Whatever your mind is telling you you don't want to do or you think you can't do, start darting for that. Head first into that. Those would be my best. That's what helped me. I took a good look at myself and I said, I was a quitter. I realized I was weak minded, and I had to come to terms with that. And I started getting uncomfortable. It started with a quarter-mile walk. It started with sharing certain things with other people, and it's not just about working out. That's what people have to hope understand is sharing what certain things you're feeling. Don't be afraid to ask questions and keep your mind and your heart open because whatever you're going through and you think is impossible, there's somebody else out there that has been through it times 10 probably. There's solutions. So with that, taking a look and sticking with daily non-negotiables. Control what you can control. You can control who you hang out with. You can control what you eat. You can control your actions. Try to control what you can control. Focus on you, help others, and just step by step, daily wins. Win one day at a time. Move on to the next day. Take one day at a time. Try to be the best you can be for that day. And whether you fall off, you win the day, just keep going. Just keep going. And eventually you stack those little wins, you could create a life beyond your wildest dreams. It's happening for me, and I haven't even scratched the surface yet, personally.
You get to a point in this thing where you're like, I didn't picture this 5 years ago. What I'm picturing 5 years from now is going to be totally different than what I'm picturing now. And like
Right.
you said, you keep stacking those wins. Life just keeps getting better and better.
Better and better. Comes with more challenges, more, it's such a beautiful journey. It comes with just great things, challenges. It's just this ebb and flow. And you just that's it, man. Embrace it, enjoy the journey.
Where can people link up with you on Instagram, Facebook? What are your connections? What are your links?
My link is just my name, Vinny LaGrega, on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Vin underscore LaGrega on Instagram, and it's Vinny LaGrega on Facebook. Nice and simple.
Okay, and I'm also going to put it in the notes. But if anybody feels like they need to reach out to Vinny because they're going through something similar, he's willing to talk. He's willing to dig in and help you become the best version of you and build a superior you.
Yes, it would be my pleasure, Steve. It truly is, and I love to give it back, man. You guys did it for me.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing your time with us.